So, why are you sparkling like that?
It's because I'm a vampire.
A vampire? Wait, why haven't you eaten me yet then?
I'm a vegetarian vampire.
Vegetarian? Wait, how does that work?
I only eat animal meat.
Oh. Yeah, that's not really vegetarian though, is it? Oh well. How old are you?
I'm 456 years old.
Wow. Huh. And what have you been doing all this time?
Oh, you know, sitting at home, playing
Meme cards!
Alright, so before this video starts, please leave a like. Also subscribe to the channel if you're not yet. Also follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and Instagram. All links will be in the description. Now let's move on with the video. Orianna. Deploy, give an enemy unit bleeding with a duration equal to the number of allied vampires. Ranged every allied turn on turn and boost self by the number of bleeding enemy units. Now this is a vampire, and this card was released with Crimson Curse, the first expansion for Gwent in the Homecoming era. This card was very underwhelming at first because there was no leader to synergize with it, but then they changed the Blood Scent leader into a leader that really synergizes well with this card, giving 3 units, 3 bleeding per turn. Basically, this card helped double up on that leader value, which is something that's very popular with a lot of leaders. You have things like Dagger and Reckless Flurry, or Jackpot and Bincy in all these other factions where they double up on the leader, and this is the one in Monsters that you have. And yeah, Vampires was quite popular for a while, but then you had more expansions that came out after a while. Obviously, I think after Crimson Curse, we had Iron Judgment, then we had the Merchants of Fury, then we had Way of the Witcher, and all these other ones, a Master Mirror as well. And with all these expansions, obviously these vampire cards were always going to be a bit power crept. And there's not a lot of like support cards in this archetype. This is kind of like the only big card in this sort of deck. So let's just see what kind of deck I built around it. So this is my Blood Scent deck. I'm going for like a tall, big boy deck, sort of, with Old Spiritive, Wyvern, Ozrel, and the Goliath, to also synergize with things like the Beast. So that is kind of like our secondary strategy to our Vampire Orianna strategy, with Queen of the Night, the Nekorat, and the Plumard and Bruxa. Bruxa obviously being a very powerful card that does see play outside of vampires, but obviously you want to play it in vampires as well. And then we have things like Karathi, Heatwave, Imlerus Wrath to synergize with these big boys and just have like a little bit of removal if the opponent plays big boys as well, or just plays like things like Masquerade Ball that we can just kind of deal with very easily. And yeah, the thing is, the problem with this deck is, like, you see that my high provision units like Wyvern, Ozrel, Goliath, they don't actually synergize with any of the vampire synergies. They're just kind of like power plays that exist within the faction that you could just put into any deck. And that's the biggest problem that Vampires always has had, is they don't have this big finisher. And that's kind of what's lacking for them at the moment. If the next expansion wants to give them more sort of support, I would definitely be looking forward to that. But at the moment, we just kind of have to work with the cards that we have in the card pool. And these are kind of like the only things that I could think of that kind of work with this whole like big vampire archetype. Because, you know, the Orianna goes quite tall. So if you have a lot of other units that go tall as well, the opponent might have to really think about which one he wants to deal with, whether it be the Old Spirited, the Wyvern, or the Goliath. So he has to like target the Orianna, obviously, since that card can snowball quite hard. And yeah, that is the deck. Let's just move on to some games. All right, who are we facing here? We're facing, oh dude, this is like our the anti strategy against us. The Vitality versus the Bleed. Now this is a great way to start this off, honestly. Like, that's actually awesome. Okay, so we go first. We have natural selections. I don't think I need 2 of them though. Definitely like the Imler's Wrath though. I guess double Bruxa isn't the greatest here. I like the double Plumard though, for sure. I think I actually have to start off with the Wild Hunt Rider, since I don't think I'm gaining dominance in this round anyway. So that's definitely a play you have to make against this deck if you're Monsters. We don't have a single big boy though. That is actually quite an issue. Okay, there's the Dunka. We can actually just get rid of this with a Parasite. I think I'm just going to do that, right? That seems fair enough. We do have a lot of low tempo cards, but kind of like good payoff. There's okay, he's just immediately starting off with Justice. Okay, so he wants to put pressure on us. I can understand that. Sure. Fine. That is okay. I'm just gonna play my Dregalarva here. No big boys in this hand. Look at the amount of golds I have in my deck still. Wow, that's crazy. That's a lot. Actually, now I just realized how many bronzes I have here.
Come to me, little one.
So, he's not going for that. Okay, so we can actually kind of wait on this. I think I'm going to play our back row. I'll use my Immolatus Wrath with the Crystal Skull, I think. I'll boost something up to... Unless he... Okay, so he does that. That's fine, I guess. I can let that stay. I guess I'll nullify it for the moment. Goes for the Shaping Nature. Sadly, I don't have my Heat Wave, but I can actually kind of nullify this as well with the other Plumard. It also enables my Beast to go quite tall, but I think I'm just going to Plumard here and nullify it. He's basically giving me a free Wyvern here. Using TA doesn't make a difference as well. Goes for Elias. Oh, Jesus. I think I could just pass here, honestly. He's played a lot of golds this round. And I've yet to play a gold. And I don't think I'm getting ahead of this guy ever, so I'm just going to pass here. This is a bit sad. I mean, his pushing potential is put back a lot because he doesn't have Justice anymore. Like, Justice is such a huge card in Scoia'tael, and if you get it out in round 1, that's actually really good for you. So now we should be able to draw a bunch of, like, big boys. We still draw bronzes, though. That's not fantastic. Alright, there are the big boys. I think I have to play Wyvern first. Yeah, I do have to play Wyvern first, which is a bit bad because I lose some Thrive points off of Bruxa, but pretty much every card here procs Thrive for Bruxa. Also didn't find the Orianna Heatwave. I guess we can not find Osriel next round. Losing on even here is a bit of an issue, though. So goes for the Hamadryad.
'Tis my tree. I was born with it. I shall die with it.
He is going to do this. Okay, that's fine. I have to play Wyvern here because it gets the 6 armor. I don't want it to die to a Rebuke, which would be quite annoying. Goes for Heatwave on that. That's fine. I'm just going to play my... yeah, I'm probably just going to play my Beast. Actually, no. Do I want to play Beast? I think I'm going to play Old Spear Tip here. I think I need to stay ahead here. I think card advantage here actually is quite valuable. Goes for the Fav. Okay, so that actually puts it... Oh, it doesn't... Oh, it's not in range. Oh, with Wyvern we would have been able to kill that so nicely. I guess I'll just go for Bruxa now. This feels a bit bad. I'd have to use my leader charges now as well. This does not feel good. Oh, no. I mean... What are you doing? Oh, dude, this is so bad. What if I have a Heat Wave, man? Whatever. Who needs a Heat Wave anyway? Imagine having Heat Wave here. That would be so good. What? Why is he doing that? Okay, I guess I'll play my Defender now. And I'll nullify this bleeding and give him... I guess if he has Protector, that's a misplay, but then, dude, if only we had like the Heat Wave here, that would be so good. Feels bad. He has Igni. Are you serious? That doesn't feel good. Well, there goes my leader. And I'm guessing this is a pass. Oh, he's just going for it, isn't he? Protector. Oh, Jesus. Man, if I just draw a Heat Wave, this round is so over, but... Guy just... That's so annoying, dude. So the bleed loses to the Vitality because he doesn't draw his cards. Congratulations to me. Alright, who are we facing here? Hidden Cache. Ooh, Hidden Cache is actually kind of tough because of Defender. If they do play defender at least. So I wish I hope I draw better than last game. Okay, that's not much better, but it is something at least. Okay, double Necrat is actually kind of nuts. So I think I can actually mulligan the Larva here. And this might seem weird, but I'm also probably going to mulligan Ozrul. Or natural selection. I think I'll drop the natural selection. This Parasite's kind of good. Okay. I could immediately kill this with a Gale, which I'm actually kind of tempted to do this, honestly. I feel like this is fine to kill this with the Gale. This is a 3-point per turn engine if I don't deal with it. Sadly, I did get rid of my natural selection, which obviously would have been a more effective way to do this, but I guess this also piles on some pressure on him. So he has the Lieutenant von Hurst. I'm just going to play my engines now. He plays engines, I play engines. That's just how it works sometimes. The problem is I can't bleed his sea lots as well. Okay, I guess he's trying to deny me dominance, but that's fine. Just gonna go ahead and play this dude. He's also looking for poison targets, I think. Okay, goes for a Neuromancy. Does he go for points or does he go for... Okay, he goes for that. Honestly, I don't think that's too much of an issue. I'm gonna bleed this guy. We just have good reach here. With the Wyvern. And we get Philip out as well. That's actually quite huge. And Saul can die to a Parasite now as well. There's a lot of good things going on right now. Goes for the Sea Jackal. So he does gain the dominance. But I think I'm actually just fine to bleed this. And bleed this. I could have parasited the Lieutenant von Hurst. You're probably wondering why I don't, because I still want to like keep the parasite for like later pressure. I also needed to establish my units and my engines. That is something that there's a world where I would have parasited the Lieutenant von Hurst, but at the current state of the game, I feel like it is fine to not do that. So here we are with this now. I guess I play the Wyvern now. Could also kill the Sea Jackal, but I think this is fine. This is perfectly fine right now. 4 armor on the Wyvern, putting us ahead as well. Giving us the dominance. He poisons a 5, which is like whatever. He's also going to run out of space for von Hurst. And we're just going to keep playing points here. Yeah. So he does pass. That's good for us. We get the round. We win on even, which is obviously massive here. So we can bleed out his Passiflora. We draw a gold card. That is good. We get good pressure cards as well. And we can go into a short round with a good old Ozrul here. So we get back the natural selection. And we're just going to go and play some good old pressure. Put some pressure on this guy. We'll have to find out what Naglfar finds us after he plays a few units. Goes for the immediate Passiflora. This could I could just pass now. I feel like passing here is fine. We get a card up and we force out his Passiflora. So I think I'll just do that, because the long round actually isn't that bad for us, since we do also have the Cave Troll and the Orianna. He also played his Philippa, and now he's going to play his Mink as well. So, yeah. This is a pretty okay spot to be in. We can then Heatwave his Saul. And if he plays Defender, we can just counter it with our leader, which is obviously not what you want if you're playing like Orianna. You want to get Orianna value, but it's fine, honestly. I feel like it's not terrible. So we get the Beast as well. I don't think I need this natural selection anymore. And see, now we have the Parasite for some good removal later on. And this is a good hand, right? Yeah, we get... Actually, it's kind of an awkward hand. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. So, has a Passy Peaches. Which, fair enough, that's not terrible. He has 7 coins. Okay, so he plays a second Peaches. We're just going to kill one of these with a Parasite. That is perfectly fine. There's the Soul. We're probably just gonna heat wave this if we find the heat wave, but first we have to actually establish our engines as well. The Beast, for example, is a good engine. Also, Ozra's just a nutty amount of points here. He might poison this. Goes for morale. We are actually going to use our Queen of the Night to purify here. So there's that. I should have used leader there. I'm sorry, I misplayed there. I should have used my leader here. So does he have a second poison? Well, actually we have double assay, so it was actually correct to do this. So it goes for the poison on Neuromancy to kill my good old doggo. Which means he might not have the removal necessary for my Orianna, which I would be very happy about. Also, perfect Thrive sequence there. So he might Heatwave this. And oh, it goes Kalkstein, okay. Oh, Kalkstein just counters us here, doesn't he? Oh, that's crazy. That's pretty good. Okay, I'll take it. I will accept the Kalkstein. Oh, he doesn't... Okay, he doesn't go for full Kalkstein here. So we do miss the Heatwave here, which I'm actually very upset with. So we go for Cave Troll here, just for the Thrive value. This actually could be kind of close here. Has the Heatwave. Oh, he didn't... Oh, he held the Heatwave. That was actually a mistake on him. That was a little bit of a mistake on his part. He keeps his coins for some reason. And we should win this with a good old Ozril finisher. Because Ozril is just a powerful card if you have him last say. And he can also proc the Thrive. So yeah, that was a pretty convincing win. Because we were able to win on even. If we draw properly, this is definitely what's supposed to happen in a lot of cases. Uprising, ooh, Witcher and R is actually a bit of an issue as well because of the Transform Boys. The Transform Boys are actually quite annoying. But Dominance shouldn't be an issue in this game as well, which is kind of good. I am going to drop the Plum Art from this hand. We get a nice little old Spear Tip, which is actually quite good because it gives us beast value. And I think this hand actually is pretty okay. I'll honestly just take it. I'd probably just start with the Wild Hunt Rider still. In case he goes and opens with a Assault, which could be worrisome. Goes for the Griffin Witcher. I'm just gonna go ahead and give this 2 bleeding and try and kill it through a few turns. Goes for the Radovid Royal Guard. Okay, so he boosts that up. Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead and give this more bleeding, honestly. See what he does against this. Luckily for us, the bleeding goes through the armor. Defender will be quite important here. A lot of these decks have stopped running Yrden. Okay, we get the Beast out. I think that was his 1 Boiling Oil. So he goes for the Adept. And we're just going to pile up pressure with this good old Spear Tip. Because this keeps our Beast going for a few turns now. Okay, so that is actually quite good for us. Because now it allows us to go Imler's Wrath on this Griffin Witcher. Which I'm actually going to just do. And this should put us in the driver's seat for this round. He's probably just going to pass here. We did play a few golds. And he hasn't established his carry. Whoa, Keldar. He hasn't played carryover cards. Do I guess I always Heatwave Keldar. Or do I pass here? I'm getting 2 more points, so this I guess he's getting 2 more points than me, so he's on 18. So he would need 15 more points. But he's getting 2, so he needs 14 points. I guess if we just Heatwave this, it should be okay. He hasn't established carryover at all. And if he doesn't pass next turn, I'm probably just gonna pass here.
Hey, I can see Kaer Seren from here.
Okay. That's a little power play of his own.
Just sacrifice it.
So now he needs 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, how is he getting these points? I guess he has the Geralt. which I'm not too concerned about. If he plays the Geralt here, I'm actually fine. Because he hasn't established carryover. He already played his Keldar. I guess he has AA probably as well. Yeah, AA can, I guess, do it on something. That is not enough.
But I'm still a witcher, damn it.
He needs to go full leader here as well. Okay, so full leader. I'm perfectly happy with that because he hasn't established a single point of carryover for the next round with his Erland and Vesemir. So the guy probably didn't draw very well, you could say. He's also played his Keldar and his Leo, which are quite big finishers, and obviously his leader as well, which is not what you want. I think this is a good hand. We have the established graveyard. We don't have Parasite, which could be kind of useful, but I think we are actually fine to just keep this hand in case he does push us, which he might with AA. Goes for that.
Can I come down now?
That is a tad bit annoying. So I'm just gonna bleed this. I guess I should have just stayed ahead there. But like, why would he push if he's not gonna keep pushing? Like, why would he play this if his intention is not just to push us here? Okay, goes for that. That's fine. I guess I'm going to play Defender next. Alright, so he does that. I'm going to play Defender here, right? Yeah, Defender is okay. So is he playing his Witcher trio? No, he's playing the Vesemir now. It's kind of misclicked there, though. I would say. So I think I might be forced to use my Orianna here. But not full Orianna, I think. Orianna... Wait, let me just think here. Yeah, I'm gonna go Orianna on this 5 and these 2 cards. Okay, so he purifies that by transforming it. So he wants to keep going here. Without leader, that's so weird though. Okay, goes for Witchers. I guess I'll just go all out now with my leader as well. That is fine, and I'm just gonna go for leader then. So now he's not able to pass. And I can still kind of stay ahead with Goliath here. So we both committed full leader here, but that's fine in my opinion. Goes for the Synthman. That should not be enough here, honestly. So, yeah, it's not enough. Alright. Sweet. So we have the short round with the Ozril. We forced out our leader, but we pretty much, like... I guess not drawing Erland was kind of his downfall in round 1, but that's the problem with this deck in general, is like it relies a lot on drawing 2 cards in round 1. It does have a lot of tutors for it though, but still, if you don't draw the cards, you're obviously not going to have a good time. Okay, this is quite a weird hand. I don't think I need Nekarat. Natural selection. He still has AA, to be fair. I need big cards here, don't I? Okay, I'll get rid of natural. Oh, Jesus, this is a weird hand, to be fair, but okay, I'll just go with it. I'll just go with it. So there's the Erland. I guess he can still, like, absorb the boost from his deck, which is okay. And it's immune, which is also nice for him. So what is your next card, sir? Goes for... Oh, he still has 8. Like, he still has good cards, to be fair. Like, he still has good cards. That is the power of the NR Witchers. But is it going to be big enough to stop our Ozril? I am not sure. Okay, so hopefully he hits the armor here. He has to hit the 33%er. Okay, he does hit the armor. I'm glad about that. And this is actually going to be quite close, huh? I was expecting this not to be as close, but I guess it is kind of close. Since we do miss 1 point on not having Wyvern. But yeah, this should be enough though, even without the Wyvern in graveyard, since we still have the good old Spear Tip in our graveyard. And we win by 1 point. It is incredibly close though. It is very, very close, even with 1 card advantage in round 3. Alright, we are playing against Lippy. I mean, it could be anything, but it's Lippy. Lippy. Let's be real here. This is definitely Lippy. He goes first. This is actually a position we like because them going first and us having double Nekarat is, whew, that is a spicy hand. Let me tell you that, guys. So hand's actually looking kind of okay. We have the big boys as well to contest the round. We have like Imler's Wrath isn't actually that great, but we do have a good Imler's Wrath because he does have the Crystal Skull. So keeping it isn't terrible. I guess I can get rid of one of the Bruxas. Parasite isn't necessarily good, actually. It can get rid of a Bear Witcher, though, so it actually could be okay. Honestly, this hand's actually kind of nuts. I do like the double Nekarat, unless he has, obviously, full damage cards, but he might use his damage on these larvae, and then he doesn't have it for the Nekarats. Who knows? He could also just, like, you know, just win by, like, a big point margin, but we do have good tempo to keep up with him, which is quite important. So he immediately goes for Ceres. Understandably so. Well, it's just something that they want to do. I guess, Larva is still fine to play. Even if it's slow, it's still fine to play, honestly. So he goes for one Gutting Slash on this, which is okay, honestly. So I'm going to bleed one of these women. These good old shield maidens. Goes for a blue boy. Oh boy. Alright. You have one more hit on it, buddy. You can go one more hit. Can you not? Yeah, just go for it, buddy. So I could go for Defender here, but I'm just gonna go for my second Nekarat and get good value out of both of these. He's probably got a Brokvar Hunter now to play out, which I'm probably just gonna Parasite. Oh no, he has... Ooh. Snowdrop. Interesting. That is actually quite fascinating. Does deny dominance. I would have loved to play these Wild Hunt Riders this round, but I guess I just go ahead and play my Wyvern. So that's all fine and dandy. If he passes here, I'm perfectly fine to just go 2 cards down here. Goes for the... Oh, he has the Decoction. Okay, that's not something you usually see in this deck. That is quite fascinating. So we have good bleeding here. If I Parasite this... I have dominance as well, which is good. I'll go down a card, by the way. Like, round control here is actually quite necessary to have. So he actually goes for the pass. And I do not think he can actually deal with us in the long run. I mean, he still has Heatwave and all that nonsense. So what do I want to do here? I guess I can just play the Goliath and play the Wild Hunt Riders. I think that's the best play here. I think that's fine, yeah. I think going, yeah, as I said, going down these cards is perfectly fine with me. Because, yeah, we are going to go a card down here in round 3, but we still have the long round 3, and Lippy shouldn't have too much control, especially now that he's kind of already played his Lugos, his Gutting Slash, and his Decoction. Like, it's obviously not the greatest, but I think it's correct still. I think it is still the correct play, because like giving them round control just allows them to bleed you like a lot and just puke out points in a short amount of time. Whereas in the long round, we have a bit more engine value while we also have points, right? So that's kind of important to establish. So we just go for the pass here, go a card down for round 3, give him last say, which shouldn't make too much of a difference. And our hand actually is looking okay-ish. It's looking alright, honestly. Goes for a Skjald, or Skald. Skald. Hey, my Skald. And yeah. His graveyard is pretty packed with good cards. I mean, mostly it's Ceres, realistically. He does thin his deck here as well with the Skald, which is important. So what I want here is like these, I guess, just big boys, honestly. I just want big boys here. Osrill's a big boy. This Bruxa is a small boy. Everything that procs Thrive is just good, honestly. Okay, so we have Naglfar, which could give us either Heatwave or Spear Tip or Gale. So I'm probably just going to mulligan one more time here. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I should have Brooks obviously is better than the Plumard here, but I think it's still fine to just keep this hand, if I'm honest.
Don't you pester me.
So goes for Skeld. Man, imagine his Lippy's bottom of the deck. That would be funny. You just auto lose, right? So do I just establish my defender first? I think I do, right? Okay, now he can't miss Lippy at this point unless it's literally the bottom card of his deck, which would be kind of funny since he still has Oneiromancy, right? So literally no way he missed the Lippy there at this point in time. And I think it is time I played Defender, right? Wait, I need to think about this. Defender procs Thrive. I think I go Plumard. I think I just play it slow here for a second. But if he's playing Snowdrop, he might not play Curse of Corruption, honestly. That could be kind of good for us. If he only has Heatwave, then he only Heatwaves my Cave Troll. And our leader is just more powerful than his anyway. So I think... Oh, okay, so he denies us the... That's funny. He does deny us the good old Imlerith's Wrath here. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and play my Beast now. Beast is fine to play, I think. That is his Heatwave. Is he for real? Wow, that is a weak Heatwave, honestly. So I'm just going to play my Defender now. And then kill the Brokvar Hunter next turn. We can play this kind of slow now at this point. Goes Oneiromancy. Oh no, don't tell me Lippy's his last card here. No way. Oh, wait, what? What is he doing?
Not getting in the way of me axe.
Huh? What? Does he have Decree? How does he get Ceres back? Excuse me? So I'm gonna play Queen of the Night next. There's the Lippy, but I have no idea how he's gonna get back his Ceres at this point. So I'm just gonna go give Bleeding to... I'm actually giving Bleeding to Berna because she has the highest base power, and if I get Gale off of Naglfar, that is quite good for me. We also have 2 vampires, which means we get good bleeding from our Orianna. Okay, goes for this. We're just gonna do this, honestly. And give bleeding to the poor little roach. And yeah, now we just get points, lads. This Orianna, unless he has Earden. If he has Earden, I'm actually kind of pissed. But that's fine. So, goes for that now. I guess I'll just play my Osriel now. I might as well. Because this is a 4, and if it becomes a 3, it actually is a pretty nutty Gale. It's a 10 deal 3. It's actually bigger than our old Spear Tip, but it does deny us some points on Orianna. Oh shoot, I didn't play around Igni. I was not paying attention to Igni. Oh god. Please don't Igni me. Oh, he's got Igni. Oh, this guy so got Igni. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Wait. Oh god, thank god he doesn't have Igni. Oh, thank god he doesn't have the Igni. Oh, I'm so happy with that. Oh, look at this big Bear Witcher Mentor. That's actually quite impressive. Wait, this is actually the highest points on Heatwave I'm getting as well. That's pretty cool. Alright, sure, let's just take the Heatwave, right? Like, that's the highest points I can get. Actually, with Thrive, I don't think it made a difference in the end. So, what is your last card, sir? Curse of Corruption. Not enough to beat the mighty vampires. Alright, we're playing against Lockdown. Ooh, Lockdown is Lockdown's kind of tough, actually. So, it denies us our leader. So, Orianna actually isn't good in any round that doesn't, like, involve at least, like, 3 or 4 vampires. So, I'm actually going to play her in an early round, I think. I think that's appropriate. This is a good hand for, like, Orianna round 1. To be fair, I think I'll just keep that hand. He goes first, which we obviously like to see with this deck. This deck does like going second a lot. And going first is not the worst, right? You still get like round control a lot of the times because you just have big plays. So goes for the Nausicaa Sergeant. I think I can just play my Wild Hunt Riders and play a bit of a slow setup here for my Orianna. I might need to keep the Queen of the Night for a poison, though. That is definitely something I need to do. Okay, so which one do I kill of these? I want to probably kill the Sergeant with my Wrath. Or do I? Or do I slow play here? I think I'm gonna play my Plumard first. Just play like bad cards, I guess. Bad cards are okay, I think. I don't want to give him a good collar. So Orianna is kind of secondary in this sort of matchup, as I said earlier. So I think I want to bait out like a lock with the Bruxa. And then I guess just play Orianna. Wait, oh, I guess he wants to establish his dude. That's fair. So he gets the good old Mastiff disguise. So we're gonna do this. Yeah, just do this, right? He might have another lock, though. I'm just gonna play Orianna for Thrive value here. Oh, Brathens. Okay, that's a good Brathens on the Bruxa, I would say. That is pretty big, actually. So I'm glad we played out the Wildhunt Riders early, because he does grow quite tall here. So we're just gonna play our Orianna now, because she's kind of useless here, honestly. I mean, she still plays for what? 6, deal 2? Actually, no, she's a 7, deal 2. It's a 9, right? It's still a 9 at the end of the day. Which, like, isn't terrible. Like, it is kind of bad, but it's not, like, the worst. I wouldn't say it's the worst. He invos my doggo. That's fair. I guess I'll just play my... Oh, God. This deck doesn't play Joust anymore, does it? So I'm just gonna do this. Establish my Wyvern. Goes for the lock. That's a bit of a late lock, I would say. So do I kill this 9-point Sergeant? I think I do, actually. It is getting very, very close for him now. Goes for Roderick. Okay, we get Roderick out. For a Mon. Is that bricked? It is bricked. Oh, that gives me some good little value now. We're gonna go... Oh, dude. Oh, I'm so sad about this Parasite not being good value. Well, these are actually really bad cards to find. I was hoping for Goliath. Or Old Spear Tip. Yeah, Gale wouldn't have done much here as well. So would I take Defender? He already played Invo, right? I think I'll just Parasite now. So if we tie... I think I actually don't mind the tie here. Is he going to take a tie? He does take a tie. So he probably has his ball in hand. I think I'm fine to actually take the tie. I think I'm going to take the tie here and see what he does. I want to find my Heat Wave here. I have a lot of big boys as well, like just point cards. Not sure about Gale in this hand, to be fair, though. Probably going to mulligan this. Okay, that's actually not bad. Alright. So he has my Beast. And I'm always going to Orianna for a Purify here. I mean, we might just lose to Ball, honestly, because it's Ball, for God's sakes. Okay, he has the Coop. I guess we could have played Defender first. Which isn't great. But we have big boys, right? Big boys are good. Big boys are still good. Goes for Beast. That is fine by me. Gonna go for my Aussie as well. I think he's playing... this deck plays Devotion, right? It should play Devotion. It's got a lot of good points here as well. Has the Masquerade Ball. Alright. So how do I want to do this? Do I want to play the 7-point Queen of the Night? I'm going to play Defender here. And if he plays Joachim here... I already played Coop, though. Oh, he has a Master of Disguise. So I guess I'll just play her for 6. Alright, sure. That's fine. He's getting 2 more points. He's on 26. But I don't think he's able to proc ball. Actually, he might be able to proc ball. Okay, he's not able to proc ball once. Okay, that's pretty good for me. And we win by 2 points. Love to see it against the lockdown. Alright, so Orianna is honestly not a bad card. Like, it's still a pretty snowbally card. It's just the problem with this current meta is that you might be able to pull off the Orianna, but you won't be able to keep her alive. And that is kind of also the strength of her, because she kind of forces your opponent to have one target as his tall punish, where all your other big boys like the Wyvern, the old spear tip, the Osril, the Goliath, they can actually stay alive if the opponent is forced to kill the Orianna, which is really, really helpful in a lot of situations where, you know, you're going to be in a short round and this card maybe already, you know, baited out the tall punish from the opponent. And then you have the short round with obviously the big boy cards, and then you can just kind of easily win, which is what I did against the Nilfgaard deck, where I knew the round was short enough that my opponent had to draw really well, or would have had to draw really well, for him to be able to proc his ball twice, or be able to just outpoint us with the simple like point slam cards that we had. And yeah, honestly, I think if Vampires just gets a little bit of support, this card can definitely shine a lot more, because Vampires is obviously missing something. It's missing that tiny little card that will put them into like that tier 1 or tier 2 positions, you know? And you do have good big cards in monsters right now. It's just the problem is they're not actually like, they got nothing to do with Vampires. They're just big boy cards that you can just kind of put into any monster deck. But with Vampires, it kind of does synergize, because this card goes really tall and the opponent might have to use the tall punish on this instead of one of your big boys, which I repeatedly said in this review. So yeah, I would say Orianna is actually still playable. You can definitely get to pro rank with her. You can actually also climb with her if you want to, and if you're a smart enough player. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this blood-suckingly good video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe for more Gwent content, and I'll see you soon.